away from this Fort Amsterdam, especially to the Caribbean islands.
You know, in my country, in Suriname, when they're talking, when people are in spirit, you know, they start speaking romantic. That's the highest spirit, is there?
That's
you
right.
say.
So,
You know about Suriname? You know?
yes, I know about Suriname, at least something about Suriname,
You heard
something
about
small.
Winty?
Not to that extent. But we have more information on European countries than about our own brothers and sisters who are sent to the diaspora. And this is about time, perhaps, we have to start linking up. So we know whatever happened there, then we add it to whatever happened here. We also give you whatever happened here, so we also add it to whatever happened there. So it become one whole, complete.
Okay.
Well, it's not half. It have to be one.
But you never been there?
No.
Okay.
No. Maybe someday, sometime.
Okay.
Who knows?
You never know.
What is this? Yeah, that is the Roman Catholic Church in Comanche. Yes, and this is about the oldest of the Christian churches in this village. And that is also one of them. I think there's the Assemblies of God. Also the Pentecost down there. And across the street we have the 12 Apostles. So we've got a few Christian churches here. Asimanso was like a terminal point for the northern route and the beginning of the southern route to the coast. So the people here at Asimanso were like middlemen. They had enough space, they had sheds which were used as markets, temporary markets. So people from the coast who were looking for slaves to buy would just come and wait here, so that those who bring them from the north will also bring them here. But there was one important facility here which makes Asimanso a unique place. That is, there's a slave stream called Ndonkonshu. So the idea was that they are preparing you well, packaging you well for auction. Because it was here that those who had gray hair were shaved. So it's also here that they polish their skins with palm oil. So it looks very fresh and attractive before they actually go and sell it. So from here, you are moving to the castle.
Okay.
And if you enter the dungeon, no bad for you. So this is Ochi. The Ochi River here.
La famiglia appahisa des manak manjasa. Misrep kan was in as report was mit.
After they were auctioned to the Europeans, they were divided into two. Male one side, female another side. Just to discourage pregnancy and childbirth amongst them. So all of the ground floor rooms we have here were male slave dungeons. And the female were up there. The Dutch took them through the branding process with that red hot metal stamp. Then from there, the female were taken straight to the dungeons we have here. Yes. And a dungeon like what you have there held not less than 200 women. Not less than 200 women stayed in this dungeon. Yes. So it means there was no space for one to lie in the first place. But if you want to sleep, just stand and sleep. And if there is space for you to lie, then I don't know whether you lie on that floor, because the floor is almost always wet.
And this was closed at the time.
Yes, it was closed all the time. And you go out into the courtyard occasionally for exercise, or that the governor or any big man up there to select some of them straight for their beds. So you have the balcony up there as a platform which was used to do the selection. So the governor, for example, will be there, and the women assembled here. Then from there, you just pick and choose. The selected one will come straight from the courtyard through this very door, then continue this way up. The only thing she had to do was go through this other door and straight up to the governor's residence. And this was the same way down for her, because from there she had to go back to the dungeon. So the way up and the way down.
After he used them.
Yes. You go back to the dungeon, back to misery. Yes. So this was the Protestant Dutch Reformed Church. And directly underneath, we have one of the female dungeons. So we have heaven at the top and hell at the bottom. And this place was once used by Jacobus Kapitein, also as a church.
I saw this.
Yes.
That's Dutch, right?
Dutch, yes. Psalm 132, verse 14.
Sion is des Heeren ruste. Dit is zijn woonplaats in eeuwigheid. Psalm 132. How is that possible?
Yes.
Was a Dutch church.
Yes, the Reformed Church. Dutch Reformed Church. And you are even in this church, it's possible for you to see the ship out there and they're still getting on board. The beach was, in those times, part of the sea. So the whole place was water. So both male and female had to go through this very door to the next room before they leave for the boats. And for all of them, that was the way out, the very final exit, the door of no return. Just step out from here onto the boat to begin the middle passage, the journey across the Atlantic. We're now in the Cape Coast Castle. The Elmina Castle was not built for slaves initially, but this one was built for slaves. So the dungeons were actually dungeons in the real sense of a dungeon. You see? This is one of the cubicles. This held 200 slaves. But because there were too much more people in here than the room could accommodate, movement was hampered. So they had to be easing themselves wherever they were. And I bet you, with time, feces and other waste rising up from this floor up to about this level, then you can imagine the type of death that was actually in this room. is how the place looked like. To escape physically from this castle was impossible. There is an attendant here, so I will just ask him just to do a short prayer for us, and we all see how we go about it.
Okay.
For he bought that basin with palm wine.
Palm wine.
Yes.
Oh, right. I'm going to tell you something. Don't give me a fish. And that's how I was when I became one. You give me a way I would make another one. The premier also will get me another one. What about the Flubber? What about the Flubber? Zabe Bushman and another program. Let's go to the Fias with me. They are in Korea.
What is it?
Tata, die de naar hemel kontre, Yuneng wawang de santa en sumakti, Yu kontre musukon, Yu wani no musu,
Ja, dit is vreselijk. Ja. Kan je niet voorstellen dat mensen zo breed waren. Hè? En dan lees je daar een tekst in het Nederlands. Zeg je af, ja, wat voor mensen waren dat? Ja, je hebt er veel over gehoord, je hebt veel over gelezen, maar het is zelf ervaard. En de hele sfeer, het is met geen woord te beschrijven.
Why we're going to the chief is that their kingdom was involved in the activities of the slave trade those times. So he will be in a better position to explain to you what happened. Yeah. So when we go to him, don't hesitate to ask him any question you have.
Yes.
So in fact, with the Ashantis in particular, when you're coming to see the chief, he has to call all the elders.
Yeah.
To sit and so that they can also hear what message or what has brought you to their palace.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of people.
Okay.
They are the chiefs, elders.
He's coming.
Oh, okay. We are here for just a very simple mission. This friend of mine is a Suriname. Right? And when I say Suriname, they are people who were sold out in slavery. And he got up one day and I wanted to know his roots. And among all the countries, he chose to come to Ghana. But here is where he believes he comes from. What I can see is that he has some pain in him, and that pain has to be worked on. So I think hearing something from the chief will ease the pain. That is why we are here.
As I want to Ajami said the Omokano, almost almost free, Suriname.
Me am it way. Sebi something ni jasin ni ma something jasin ni.
As he says there, he controls the jersey of the Ashanti division. He holds the golden key to the Ashanti kingdom. The only time we see key like this in the Ashanti culture, it represents Nana Samaya. You can see from the ring he's wearing.
This is Odumaba. maba fie.
Yes, we welcome you.
Thank you.
Well, then on behalf of Nana, this is what I'm saying. In fact, I discussed just some few points with him, and it was in a hurry, so I want to explain things to you. Asante and people who went to Suriname. In fact, Asante became a nation around 1695, when the individual states of Asante came together to fight their overlords, the Danchwa nation. And after conquering them, we captured the nose to the Elmina Castle. And you see, Elmina Castle belonged to the Dutch, so we became the friends of the Dutch people. And they needed some soldiers. So between 1832 and 1844, we sent 2,343 people. They recruited 2,343 people to fight in Java. And from Java, they came to Suriname to stay. Not really, we were not selling them, but we wanted them to go and train. But we were giving some money, and so it was a nice thing to us.
This was another story I heard about it, you know. I heard that.
They were not telling you the real
told us that they bring us to Suriname as slaves, you know, and that black brothers sold black brothers to the white.
If there was a story, a bad thing over there, we never knew here, but we had good gesture, and maybe that turned to be something bad over there. But to us here, that was the main thing. That's why I'm giving you some statistics of people who went away.
Can I ask a question, sir?
Yes.
It hurts us very much. It hurts us very much. Since we know by history that we were enslaved, we were proud people.